in Countryside. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.
All right, good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dion Anglin. Thank you very much to Kathy Miller, who held down the fort for me last Tuesday as I was on vacation with my family. Well deserved. I had a fantastic time. I was glad to be away from work. Let's just put it that way. All right, but I have some very special guests in the studio with me tonight, and we will be chatting with world-class boxers tonight for this Saturday, as I know you've heard it here on Radio Cayman and elsewhere. The Clash in Cayman 2 event is to be held at the Lions Center this Saturday. It's going to be huge. Last year was huge. I can't believe it's been a year already.
Yep, 11 months.
Yeah. Almost a year then. So in the studio tonight, we have Cayman's very own two-time Caribbean boxing champion who will be making his pro debut this weekend, Jaden Eccleston. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight title holder, Katie Healy.
Hello.
Good to have you again.
Welcome
to Radio Cayman again.
I know, I'm so excited.
We also have Conor McIntosh. It's his first time here in the Cayman Islands and, of course, the Radio Cayman studios. And you will be fighting for the WBF Super Featherweight World title.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
Awesome. So we can't wait to hear all about it. We also have Mark Woolard, who is one of the event organizers for Clash in Cayman 2. So we're going to hear all about that when we get back from our break. But before that, in the second segment, we'll hear from Bill Souza. He is the program director for baseball and softball and YMCA here in the Cayman Islands. As you may have heard, Major League Baseball players are returning to the Cayman Islands from November 22nd through the 24th for youth clinics. So this is going to be huge. Top Major League Baseball players here on island, along with our top boxers here as well next month, right? So, well, this Saturday, next month. So let's stay tuned. Let's hear a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy Countryside. We'll be right back after the break.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Do you know that conditions may change suddenly in an emergency and you may have to leave at a moment's notice? When a hurricane threatens, you should have a grab-and-go survival kit. This kit should include your personal identification and other vital documents, which should be sealed in a watertight pouch or container. For more tips and information, visit the Hazard Management Cayman Islands office or caymanprepared.ky. This hurricane tip is brought to you by Hazard Management Cayman Islands and Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
We are Radio Cayman.
Covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
One in a million.
All right. Welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Jaden Eccleston, Katie Healy, Conor McIntosh, and Mark Woolard in the studio for Cayman Clash in Cayman 2 this weekend, this Saturday at the Lions Center. All right, we're going to get started first with a little bit of details, and we're going to start with Mark, just to give us a little details about this weekend's event. How is preparation coming along?
It's coming along really well. The Lions Centre, the setup there has already begun. Mm-hmm. The fight ring has already been moved in and been set up.
Nice.
And we're looking forward to another exciting fight card. Last year was the first pro boxing show here for way over 10 years.
Yes.
And it was a phenomenal success. The place was packed out, so we expect exactly the same this time round, and even more so because we've got a world title fight at the top of the bill.
Yeah, exciting. How has the response been from the local community itself about this year's event?
Very positive. Yeah, I mean, we virtually sold out last year. This year, sponsorship has been crazy. I won't even list the sponsors on the show because there's so many.
Right.
So it's been well received for sure.
Awesome. Sounds good. And we have a pro fighter that's making his debut this weekend as well. Our very own Jaden Eccleston. It's so nice to have you here just to share your story and your journey so far. How has things been going for you?
Hello. Things have been going well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be a part of this.
Yes.
Very happy to be a part of this movement, making my pro debut on the same card as these great boxers.
Right.
Katie and
Connor. Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy. I could be able to fight in front of the home crowd on my first fight.
I think I may have seen you fight like three times in Cayman. I've never seen you lose. Do you have any losses on your record?
I lost to. Well, he's now a bronze medalist in the Olympics.
Okay.
Finales. I've lost.
He had to say that. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I
know what you did there. To an Olympian, yeah.
Yeah, to an Olympian. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So, how does it feel to be making your professional debut this weekend? How does that make you feel?
Feels great. I'm very happy about it. Excited. It's.
Is it nerve-wracking a bit?
Not really. I'm really.
He's been a pro for
calm.
3 years. He just didn't take the title, right?
Yeah, I'm happy about it. Normally I have. No, I'm not sure why I'm so calm for this one. Maybe because it's here, and I've fought here before, and I have a streak going. So I believe in it. I'm confident that I'm gonna keep it alive. And
I'm glad you mentioned that it's here, because I was about to ask you, how significant is it for you to have this debut in front of your home crowd?
It means a lot. This is where I started my boxing career. This is where I had my first amateur fight. So me fighting here with my first pro fight, it means a lot. It couldn't be anywhere else I would want to have it but here.
Okay, awesome. How has training been?
Training's been good. I don't have to cut a lot of weight this time, so I could eat whatever I want.
That's how it is. Oh, it's such the opposite with bodybuilding and boxing. I had them on my show before. It was totally different. Yeah, very different. They had to stay away from everything completely, especially on the weekend of their tournament, right?
Yeah.
So now that you don't have to cut any weight, you can eat whatever you want.
Well, I still watch, Cause
no pizza boat.
Nah.
Right? Okay.
Right, Katie.
No pizza. No pizza, Katie. All right, so Katie, it's so good to have you back here on Radio Cayman and in the Cayman Islands, of course. She loved it so much. She wanted to come back, and we appreciate that. We appreciate you. It was fantastic to see you fight last year as well. It's my first time seeing you. You were amazing. You had a tough opponent.
Yes, I did.
And you pulled through like a lion. I was like, wow, this is going to be a tough one. And you did it, and I was so proud of you. I remember telling you that right after. How are you feeling about defending your Commonwealth Silver, this title is very long, Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight title?
Yeah, they don't make it easy for you. But no, I was saying to the guys before we came in here today that I'm really excited for this Saturday.
Yeah.
Like I get excited anyway, but there's just a feeling about this fight that I'm really looking forward to, and I think it's obviously being back here. I love this place. You're stuck with me now, and any opportunity I get to come back, I will be here. But also I've just had a really, really good camp as well, and I think I'm excited to get under those lights on Saturday and kind of show people what we've been working towards. And like you say, it was a tough fight last time. Yeah. This one's going to be tough too. So,
but you have improved as well.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And that's what I love about this game, is that you look back on your fights over the years, and you can see the growth.
Right.
Every fight is a new opportunity, and every training session is a new learning opportunity as well.
Awesome. Speaking of growth, what have you been doing, and had you had any fights in between? How has life been for you?
Life has been busy. It really has. So I have had another fight since. I was hoping to have a few more this year, but life sometimes does just get in the way. But no, I've been training actively throughout the year, and I'm very critical of myself, probably more so than anybody else on the team. So there's always ways that I'm looking as to how I can improve, whether that's looking back at fights or looking back at sparring. So yeah, we've been working a lot over the last 12 months or 11 months, what Mark said it's been since the last show. And yeah, I think I'm excited to show people a new Katie, a new Hellcat, because I've got a new nickname now as well since the last time I came here. So
Hellcat?
Hellcat. It kind of fits in with the lion theme.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. It's perfect. He has one too.
Go on.
What's your name?
Oh, the Mad Slug.
The Mad Slug. Oh, see, I'm gonna write this down. What?
Oh,
Hellcat.
Hellcat.
All right, I'm gonna write that Mad Slug.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to know what Connor's is now.
I haven't got one just yet.
We will name you by the end of your fight.
After this, yeah.
All right, Connor, let's hear from you. How is it, how do you feel? You're going to be fighting for the WBF, another long title, super featherweight world title.
Yeah, mate, I feel absolutely
not as
brilliant.
long as
yeah, not just as long. It'll be the second title that I've actually fought for in the pros. But it's something I've been working towards all my life, really. I've been boxing since I was, a kid. Since I was 10 years old, so it's just nice now that I've put the work in, and that the opportunities are finally starting to come through now. Awesome. And I feel like I've paid my dues, and it'll all show on Saturday.
Awesome. So what has preparation been for you, especially with this world title
It's
fight?
been grueling. It's been absolutely grueling.
What's grueling? Tell us about
grueling is just, I work full time as well still,
yeah.
but I'm still making time to get up at 5 in the morning. I'm in the gym for 6.
Okay.
Finish at 7, work, and then I train in the evenings as well. So I'm training twice a day, trying to hold on a full-time job as well, and look after my daughter as well. It's it is grueling, but I've got a good support network around me.
Nice.
Who help out.
Has your daughter seen you fight yet? Or
she actually did. She come to see my last fight in Connecticut down in August. She's 4.
She's 4?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like your biggest supporter.
Oh yeah, and sometimes if I haven't got a babysitter, she'll have to come and watch us down the gym and stuff. But she's probably been to more boxing shows than any other 4-year-old in the world. Probably so.
Is she like one of those daughters like, don't you dare hit my dad on the side of the ring?
No, she's not like that just yet. She's protective of me, but she's still very tiny. But she enjoys the boxing gym. So
okay, sounds good. Can you describe your journey so far that led you to your title?
Right. I turned professional about 3 years ago, but I had my debut 3 years ago. But when I turned professional, the whole COVID fiasco happened.
Okay.
And I was rusty then. I couldn't box for another year and a half. But then made my debut down in Plymouth. Met my new trainer now, Enzo Macronelli, ex-world champion himself, who just really took me under his wing and just done so much for me. And he's brought the best out of me, but he also said, it's like, if you didn't have it in you, I wouldn't be able to pull it out of you, and you definitely do. So our styles have just gelled, and we're here today now, and I've done all the hard work.
Awesome. And you're fighting against, is it Mandeep Jangra?
That's the one, yeah.
That's
the Indian sensation.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay. So that's his name?
That's his nickname. I need a nickname.
Yes,
the Welsh sensation.
Yeah. So what do you know about him?
I know that he's a very good amateur. He won a Commonwealth silver medal in Glasgow 2014. He's been on the circuit a long time. I don't know how well he's doing in the pros, if he's adapted well in the pro game. I know he's had a good few fights, and he's got a very good trainer, Roy Jones Jr., who's one of my idols really growing up. But I just can't wait to box in front of Roy and just show him what I'm about, and
and to his protege.
Beat this boy.
Beat his protege.
Beat this boy.
Take that.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Roy.
Can you sign this for me, please, Roy?
Awesome. So, Mark, tell us a little bit more about what's happening, what's to come, and tickets. Where can people buy tickets? How much are they?
Yeah. I've got all of that stuff.
Awesome.
It's going to be a fantastic show. We've got 8 fights in total. We're kicking off the evening with some of our amateurs, showcasing the Caymanian amateurs. We've got some Jamaican boxers flying over to compete against them. And then the professional side of the card kicks off with Jaden making his pro debut. We've got Michael Dasmarinas, hot and spicy Dasmarinas, back again.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was really good last year.
Oh, I loved it. He was similar to you in that he had a tough opponent as well, and he pulled through. That was amazing.
He did, yeah. And our local Filipino diaspora were, absolutely
phenomenal.
Him.
Yeah,
they absolutely love him. So he's fighting. Then we've got Katie defending her Commonwealth silver title. 8 fights, fantastic night of boxing. We do still have tickets available. $55 to be in the bleachers. That's the entry level, or $65 for premium bleacher or premium floor seating. And tickets are available from Smoothie King. So you can call in at Smoothie King, call in at Animal House, or if you want to sit at home, just do it online, ticketsplus.ky, ticketsplus.ky.
And what time does it start?
Doors open 5 o'clock. First fight will kick off the amateurs between 6 and 7, and then the pro card will start after 7.
Tell us a little bit about our local fighters. I want to hear more about them and who they are, if you're aware of them.
Yes. So we've got topping the card for the amateurs is Matthew Thompson.
Okay.
He's had a couple of fights this year. Looked good in both of them. He fights at cruiserweight, I think. Yep. So he's 2-0 now. I think he's 2-0, unbeaten, and he's fighting a young Jamaican from Montego Bay who hasn't fought before. So
this will be his first fight.
Be his first fight.
Okay.
And then Ben Vagnay, who topped the card in June when the amateurs fought Barbados.
Okay.
So he's second on the card, and he's again fighting Devontae Barnes from again Montego Bay in Jamaica.
So none of the cards that were fighting last year, except for Jaden, locally will be fighting?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. I would have liked to see them again.
We've got
what happened?
Even younger guys are coming through. So we've got.
Have they stopped or just not? They're just.
No, it's just match ups. You can't.
Okay.
Can't get. It's what Jamaica had to offer that we could match up and stuff. So you can't, unfortunately, keep everyone happy all of the time.
Got you. I totally got you. What are some of the challenges you faced in organizing such a large-scale boxing event?
Lots of challenges.
I'm sure it's never perfect.
But the team behind it, we've got Barry Bodden, who runs GBH Promotions, Dennis Hobson, Gary Gillette, myself, Christine. There's a whole team of us that have our assignments and pull it all together. Obviously I'm used to event management myself, and certainly on the amateur boxing side, but each of us bring our expertise to the table, and that helps. And certainly this time around, it's been touch wood a lot smoother than last year when we did it for the first time. Really,
I'm sure it's most. And you know what the beauty about it is, most times you know about the struggle and the stress behind the scenes, but we really don't care.
Yeah.
Or we don't notice because we are so taken up with the entertainment that we have in front of us. So that's okay. I understand. I have organized events before, so I totally understand. So can you share some or any highlights or special moments from planning this event and from last year?
From planning, hearing that Roy Jones Jr. is back again is he's our special guest, and he's got two boxers that he coaches coming down and on the card. So that's just fantastic for everybody that's involved in boxing. Me personally, we've got Spencer Oliver, who's a 3-time European bantamweight champion from back in the day. I'm keen to meet him. He flies in tomorrow, and he works for Talk Sport, and we'll be doing the commentary for Fight Zone and Talk Sport on the evening. We've got Joe Cortez, the very well-known former referee judge from the States. He's going to be doing color analysis on the commentary Fight Zone as well. So it's just...
Who's hosting?
I guess
who's the voice? The voice.
It will be Spencer Oliver. So last year it was Paul Dempsey, but Paul's doing football commentary somewhere else in the world, so he couldn't make it.
Good for him. Yeah, awesome. I like that. How did you manage to get Roy Jones Jr. back?
I just picked up the phone, gave him a call.
You got it like that, all right.
Got him on speed dial.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean Dennis Hobson, who runs Fight Academy and Fight Zone TV, is very well connected with Roy Jones, and they're building a bit of a dynasty together. They between them just put on a big fight show in Brownsville, Texas, where a team from the UK came up against a team from the US. So UK versus US in Texas. So Roy and Dennis, who's promoting this show, are very well known to each other.
Awesome. Jaden.
Yes.
Can you share any insights on your opponent? Fabian Tucker is his name?
Yes, Fabian the Truck Tucker.
Yeah. What do you know about him?
Well, just know he's a tough opponent, and say he's coming like a truck, so I should beware.
He's coming, and you're coming like a mad slug?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Stop the truck.
Yeah, exactly. So how has your experience as a two-time Caribbean champion been in preparation for that title?
No, I've been working for this moment for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been on and off, ups and down. But I think I'm ready for it, more than ready.
Awesome. What are some of your long-term goals, Jaden? In professional boxing, that is.
Well, every boxer, you dream to get a title, fight for a title. You want a title. You want to be recognized as a champion. And all the work that you put in it shows by getting a title. Sometimes it doesn't, but at least you've accomplished some of your goals by being a boxer. Me being a pro boxer, that's one of my goals. So I can call it. I can say yes. I'm a pro boxer.
What do you like about boxing?
Boxing, everything about it. Just the challenge. It's like a job you can do where the more you work, the more you put in, the more you get from it.
Right.
Because some jobs are not really like that. But I think with boxing, the harder you work, you can see the results. So that's the thing about boxing for me.
Okay. Awesome. And the same question for you, Katie. What do you like about boxing?
It's a good question.
And I ask it because it's a brutal sport.
Yeah.
You have to endure a lot. So it's good to hear your views on why you put your body through that.
I don't know anything else now.
Yeah.
Because I've done it for such a long time. Similar to what Connor was saying, I started kickboxing originally when I was 11. And it's been part of my life now for a really long time. And I think it's one of those sports that you can't just step out of. It's always going to be with you. And I think when I made that transition from kickboxing to professional boxing, I just found that buzz again. And I love every aspect of it, even the horrible stuff like the dieting and the gruesome training. I still enjoy those parts because, like Jaden was saying, you get what you put in.
Yeah.
So, there's not just one answer for that. There's quite a few elements to it.
Awesome. I know the last Olympics, we had sort of a controversy with boxing in terms of a female fighter fighting against a transgender, a male, So what are your views on that? And what if you had to fight Mr. Connor here?
I think it is a very controversial topic.
Yeah.
And I think that my personal view is that we are genetically different. It's been proven through science and facts that men are naturally stronger and they've got a different build-up to what we have. So I personally don't agree with it. I don't think I would be happy fighting someone that was originally born male. But I think there is a lot to it as well. That's just my personal opinion. And I think it's a difficult conversation to have and there's lots of factors that play into that. But just kind of looking at the facts on paper and that it's a sport where you can get hurt.
Yes.
You can really get hurt in this sport, and safety is a priority.
Fighting against the same sex, you can get hurt.
100%, yeah.
Imagine fighting against someone. What are your views on it, Colin?
Well, it's the same sort of thing. I mean, it'd be like going in against someone who's been taking performance-enhancing drugs. There's a reason why you don't do it. Because people can get seriously hurt. It's a dangerous enough sport as it is. We put our lives on the line every time we step through the ropes. And yeah, 100%. There's it's the same as weight categories. There's weight categories for a reason. You wouldn't go in as a featherweight against a I wouldn't go in. Would I? You know, it's just like one of them things.
Yeah. Totally get it. All right. So Katie, I know you're going up against Ashley Johnson, and what challenges does she present, if any, for you?
So I think I look at every opponent in a similar way, where they're all going to present their challenges to me, because we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, and it's how we can adapt to that situation. So I think I look at Ashley the same way as I would anybody else. She is the smaller opponent out of the two of us, which is something I'm very familiar with. I tend to be the taller opponent out of the two at this weight. And she's a fighter that will come forward. So quite similar to my previous opponent, the lady that came from Canada last year. Yes. I do anticipate a fight. I do. I think it's going to be non-stop action from the beginning. But equally, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. I'm here to put on a show. I love a challenge. Yeah, I do. So,
that's what I love about her. Well, all of you, it sounds. you embrace the challenge.
Yeah,
that's 100%. That's what makes you all so good at what you do, actually. Yep. No fear. You're just ready. You take on any opponent, right? So, Katie, how do you go about balancing your career in boxing, especially with your personal life and other commitments?
It's tough, but I think routine's key. So similar to what Connor was saying, it's kind of getting those sessions in around that full-time job that you have. Right. So morning sessions, evening sessions, and also listening to your body and understanding where that recovery is. And me and Connor had a bit of a conversation on this in the week, where it's kind of, you learn over time that it's very important to listen to your body, and sometimes you can do too much.
Yeah, it's trial and error.
100%, yeah. So it's just finding that balance for me, but I think I've kind of hit that point now where it's like two different worlds, and I really like that, because when I'm at work, that's my focus. Okay. When I'm at the gym, that's my focus, and I've got that switch off from both of them. But yeah, training's gone really well. I found a really good balance this camp. So yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Oh, I'm excited to see it. That's pretty good. And what about you, Connor? How do you? Let me ask you, how do you handle pressure of being the underdog in this fight?
Pressure's for tires. I don't feel pressure.
Good. Yes, you guys just said.
I work in tires.
See, it's all meant to be. Everything's just meant to be.
Yeah, everything's coming together nicely.
Of course it is. Yeah, I love this. But no, I mean, I know I've prepared to the best of my ability. I'm a long way from home. I don't feel like there's much pressure. I think there's more pressure on him as the superstar he's supposed to be. Trained by the great Roy Jones Jr. People are going to be expecting a lot of things from him. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got.
Do you do any road work, and how many
road
miles
work all the time
of road work?
Yeah, man, I'm
how many miles?
Road work. Out of everything, road work's probably the worst. But I think with professional boxing, I think a lot of it is working your fast twitch fibers. So I do a lot of sprint works. Okay. I do being in Wales as well, there's a lot of mountains, so I do a lot of mountain runs as well at high altitude. So yeah, I'm running pretty much most days of the week.
You called a class that I wasn't very familiar with, the cruiser class. Someone was how many different classes are there in boxing?
It's like 16 or something. 16? Yeah, something like that.
I'll leave it to
they're adding ones on all the time. I mean, what's this bridgerweight? They've just brought another one now.
Cruiserweight and heavyweight.
Yeah, so
heavyweight, cruiser, middle, super middle, welter, super welter.
Yeah,
it's a middle and a super as the title goes on. And what about you? Do you do road work as well?
Yeah, I do. I do.
You're a different class. What's your class again?
I'm super featherweight.
Super featherweight, and you are
cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight. Okay, what's the difference, and what's the weight for those classes?
Well, my weight is 200 max.
200 max. So your training has to be different from his?
Yeah, I'd say sort of like my like with the little guys. I'll call myself a little guy. Our pace is a lot quicker. Well, everything's a lot more flurries and a lot more shots and a lot of movement. And I think the heavier you go, it's a lot more slower, but a lot more strength involved and a lot more, power punching.
Okay.
Is that fair analysis, would you say?
Yeah, that's it. Just like that. The bigger you are, bit slower. But the punches connect.
Oh, the punches can put you to sleep.
Okay. So what's exactly a cruiser?
So
yeah, what's that?
Cruiserweight is one weight down from heavyweight.
Yeah, one weight
down
from heavyweight.
Oh,
So
I thought it sounded so light. I thought
Yeah.
it was lighter.
no,
I know.
it's a
Okay,
weight
so, but then
down
I'm
from
looking at his
heavyweight.
weight, and I'm like, well, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to pack those punches.
yeah,
Yeah.
cruiser. If I can weigh 200, but if
Mhm.
I go 201, I'll have to fight someone that's 250 and up.
Okay.
Or
Mm.
Okay. All right. And this guy you're fighting, Fabian? Are
Yeah,
you
Fabian.
Yeah. What's his weight? Do you know?
well, he's supposed to be coming to
Subs-
cruiser also. So,
So,
he's,
okay. Is this his first time coming to Cruiser?
no, I think he's been at that weight. He fought at heavyweight. I think the
Okay.
last time.
Okay. What makes you change your class, your weight class?
Well, I first started my pro career. I mean, in the amateurs, you seem to weigh a lot heavier than you do in the pros because you get like day before weigh-ins. I actually had my debut at super welterweight, and I've boxed at like middleweight. But like as you go on, you realize like, right, I'm definitely fighting at the wrong weight. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
thought it
it's
was like the older you get.
No,
more
well,
weight
the
you put
older you
on, and
get,
then
the
you're
older you
like,
get,
Okay, yeah.
your metabolism does start to slow down. So you know, the older you get, people do tend to box at higher weights. But I found my sweet spot was super featherweight. I did fight for a title at lightweight before, but it felt just a little bit too heavy.
Right.
So it's as you progress, you understand. Like you listen, like Kate was saying, you know, you listen to your body and you understand your body, then you realize how low you can actually get and how strong you'd feel at that
Awesome.
weight. Yeah.
Awesome. What would winning the world title mean for your career and your personal life?
Oh, it'd be amazing. I mean, you know, you dream of winning a world title. Every boxer dreams of winning a world title. Ever since I've been watching Rocky, you know, as a kid. And yeah, I mean, just to make everyone in my town proud as well. Yeah, it'd mean the absolute world to me, and hopefully it'll open a few doors where I can, you know, as much as I love my job and my boss is really good to me, like, you know, he's paying me to come out here, you know what I mean? He hasn't taken anything out my holidays or anything. I'm a big boxing fan, but it'll be nice to be able to focus for a few years just training and being able to train full time and proper get the best out of myself.
Awesome. And for the three of you, who has been instrumental in your preparation? Start here.
Excuse me.
Who has been instrumental in your preparation?
Um,
Who's in your camp
my
that you
po-
you yeah? Go ahead.
My coach,
Who is your coach?
Coach Floyd Trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
Mark also, he's doing his part.
Mark's your coach?
No,
Okay.
no. He's
I was like, I want to see Mark.
I'm representing Jaden these
yeah,
days.
he helps a lot, and just want to thank him
Yeah.
for getting the sponsors also. Thanks to
Yeah.
my sponsors.
Okay.
Pool Patrol, Captiva, Proven Bank, and the list goes on.
Awesome. And for you, Connor?
Yeah, my coach Enzo Macronelli, who's brought the best out of me. My manager Gary Lockett as well. Matchmaker Dan Francis, all the boys down in Wales. Dennis Hobson for putting the show on, this fantastic show, which I'm really pleased to be a part of. And yeah, like Jaden was saying, my sponsors too, who, you know, as a full-time boxer, people don't realise, as a professional boxer, people don't realise the cost involved.
Yeah.
And, you know, and without sponsorship, I don't think any of us would really be here today, because it's, you know, just to get all the medicals done, your travel expenses and equipment and stuff like that. So, yeah, big shout out to the sponsors, yeah.
Awesome. Katie?
So my coach, Gavin Burrows, got my management team, BCB, obviously Fight Zone from a promotional aspect, and having me back out here, which I am buzzing about and really grateful for. Similar to what the guys said, all my sponsors who will be printed on my kit and my T-shirts on Saturday. So keep an eye out for those, because there's some great companies there. And like Connor was saying, the cost of boxing people don't see. They only see the fight on the night. There's so many elements that come into that. And yeah, just some other extra shout outs. So I've took on a new nutritionist for this camp. So Jack Coke, who's helped me for the last 8 weeks. And even sparring as well. I've had some really good spars this camp, and there's such a good network of female fighters around the West Midlands at the moment. So just want to give them a little shout out for all their help with the spars that we've had over the last camp.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. That was amazing.
Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you
very
for
welcome.
having us. It's been great.
Very welcome. It was nice hearing your stories, your journeys, and what's to come. I wish, you know what, when do you all leave?
Monday, is it?
Yeah,
We're
next
leaving, are we?
Monday.
You guys
Yeah.
have to leave after Tuesday so that you can come back on the show and tell me how it went, right? Win or lose.
Win.
Win, yeah.
Win. I like that. Okay, awesome. Thank you all so much again for stopping by. We have Coach, I always call him Coach, but it's Bill Souza. He's a program director for baseball and softball and YMCA Cayman. He'll be here to talk about that MLB clinic that's coming up later next month. All right, so Let's hear a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. Stay tuned.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
The DVDL Customer Support Unit is now open. Customers can book appointments for written and driving tests through DVDL's hotline at 945-8344. That's 945-8344. The 8:12 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britke. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
The results of the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey are in, Cayman. Did you know that 35% of Cayman residents with raised blood pressure are undiagnosed? Or that 7 out of 10 Cayman residents are overweight or obese? The Ministry of Health and Wellness wants to empower you with information that can change your life. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps or follow us on Facebook. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
The Passport and Corporate Services Office is urging travelers to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country for the upcoming Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. Travelers should renew passports ahead of travel time and apply for or renew visas early. For more information, call 345-649-7678 or email passportandcorporate@gov.ky.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Bright. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, and we have another set of special guests in the studio with us. We have Coach, I say Coach because you do coach, you do coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bill Souza. He's the program director and for baseball and softball here in the Cayman Islands and YMCA Cayman. So it's good to have you on board again.
Thank you.
And I'll have you introduce yourself, your full name and title.
Awesome. So thanks so much for having us.
You're very welcome.
I'm Haley Bugg, and I'm the softball coordinator at YMCA.
Oh, I like that. Sounds good. So we have a lot of things going on, actually. You have this clinic that's coming up next month.
Yes.
And you also had some athletes that went off over the weekend.
We did, yeah. We just got back yesterday.
You got back yesterday?
Yeah, we were at, it's called The World Comes to the Palm Beaches.
Yeah, that's why you were here. The last time you were here, it was about that particular tournament.
It was, yeah. Same time last year.
Yeah.
The tournament went very well. We took second in our bracket,
Nice.
which is nice to come home to. Went 2-1 in our bracket, and then lost a couple of games to some very good ball clubs. We played Venezuela and a Canada team that, even though it was U15, there was one player with a full mustache, and they looked a little older than.
Stop! I've seen it all. Trust me. When you go to these competitions and you're thinking, wait, it's under 15 though.
check his birth certificate.
Yeah, you need to check some
Yeah.
of your birth certificates.
Whereas we had a 13-year-old on our team. I think
Yeah.
they had a 23-year-old on there. So I think we did okay.
Okay, yeah. You know, you're going to find one of those teams that do that, right? You always have to be prepared for those and to explain to the kids, you know, we're sorry, but this is just, you know.
Yeah, it's about the experience.
Yeah, exactly. But you also have a big clinic coming up, right? So can you share, you know, what's taking place so far, what's happening so far with that?
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be the second time we've had this fortunate experience for our ball players. We have a group of current and former professional baseball players coming down. We had some in January. We had 5 gentlemen come down and run 2 days of clinics with the kids. We had ages 7 to 18 out. So a good portion of them are coming back, plus a couple extra players. And I think the great thing about this time around, Dion, is we had our softball girls participate in January, but they came out with the boys. I think they were the favorite group of most of the ball players because they're very well behaved. And
the girls.
Yes.
We
yeah.
always are, yes.
Yeah,
Shocking.
you are. We'll give you those kudos. But the great thing this time around is coming at the end of November. Haley's done a wonderful job, you know, getting the emails out, getting on the phone, and we've got some softball players and coaches coming to work with the girls directly this year. So that's pretty exciting.
Awesome. So Haley, what role do you play? What's your role in all of this?
Well, kind of as a former player myself, growing up playing in the Southeast Coast, I'm really just trying to, you know, spread the word. Like, softball is such a huge sport in the States where I come from. So kind of using some of my past relationships and people that I've been following to really make connections and get some help out here. Like, you know,
So do you still
too many?
Do you still play?
I do.
You do?
I do. I'm playing for the Women's West Bay League here.
Okay.
And
nice.
we also have our adult co-ed. Our adult co-ed program going on at the field. So, yeah, I'm pretty much the liaison, trying to lead and coach. You know, I'm on grounds doing training. I'm recruiting. I'm trying to get into the schools.
Right.
Try to let girls know, like, hey, there's another sport on island, and really trying to push and grow it as much as possible.
Awesome. How's the corporate league coming along?
Corporate. It's going well. We've had a lot of rain this year,
Yes.
so we're really trying to figure out how to get everybody out and get those games made up. We've kind of re-bracketed our divisions this year, so we're seeing a lot more competition going on.
Right.
But yeah, it's fun. It's a good way to relax with the people that you work with day in, day out.
Yeah, outside of work, right? Yeah. Oh, you see how different, they're totally different outside of work.
Right.
I can hear there, I'm not going to say what, but when you step up. so who's the leading team in your corporate league?
I'm going to have to give a shout out to Coach Arvin. I think Dave's team is definitely in the lead with the runs, their wins, their overall, you know, they're not forfeiting games and things like that. So they're
What
pretty
company?
strong.
What company is that?
That's a good question. Sorry, Dave. I know you sent in the check. I never actually look who it's from. The captain and gentleman that does sponsor the team, his name is Dave, so they've coined themselves Dave's team.
Okay.
So they used to be sponsored by Home Gas, but a couple of the players left that worked for Home Gas, and they found Dave's pockets.
Okay.
So
awesome. All right. So let's get into the clinic that's coming up. Can you share some success stories from the past clinic that we had that have, I guess, had a significant impact on the participants?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been very fortunate. I think I explained to you before. We talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
One of my good friends on island, his uncle is Reggie Jefferson, who had a very good, I think, 9-year career.
Yeah, 9.
9-year career in MLB, and he's an agent now, so he's kind of branched out, still keeping up with the sport, but now on the other side of things. And the first time I had a chance to meet Reggie, seems like many years ago, but he told me if we were able to work it out as an organization to help financially get some of the players down here, that he would get them here.
Okay.
So January we were able to help and get that done. We had a great sponsorship from Department of Tourism. We had some help from Red Sail. Even some of our families helped out with getting that and getting the guys here. And we were able to do the 2 days of clinics. And I think as much as the learning part of it is great for the kids and seeing the technique, I think it was more being around
Right.
those type of athletes.
Of course.
I think I mentioned to you before is that most of our players have never even been to a major league game,
Right.
let alone had the chance to talk to and rub elbows with somebody that's played on the field.
Right.
So that in itself was really amazing to see. As coaches, I don't think really to puff our chests out too much, but it's nice to have what we teach reiterated by somebody
by
who
someone
they
else
look up
that's
to a little bit more, and
professionally, yeah.
you know, and it's just good to see because we start to become more like mom and dad's voice after the time we spend with the kids, to where it's just like, oh, you told me that last week. But to have that reiterated on the field by the pros is very helpful for us on our side of the ball.
Right. I know the World Series is on right now. Sorry, just to stick a pin in it. But Dodgers or New York?
I abstain.
Yeah, okay. All right, I understand that.
I won't abstain. I'm a Giants fan. So
Okay,
Dodgers,
all right. I hear you.
but
I
it's
hear
not
you.
looking good for the Yankees on this side.
Have you been to a major league game before? Both
Oh,
of
yeah.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Share with us what that experience is like.
Oh, you want to take that one first? 'Cause
Yeah.
I might talk too long.
Yeah. So recently in July, I was able to go to a Braves game and actually got lost in the stadium. Didn't know which way I was going. You know, I'm looking at the field and I'm like, I think that's home plate. We got to go the other way. So it's just, it's very different than being here. You know, you see all these people that come together and they're rooting for one side and these people are rooting for the others, and you're haggling, you're having a great time, but you realize you're just one of many fans, right? So
of course, yeah.
Taking it
you think
in,
all this time you're the biggest fan ever. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
No,
So
you're not.
it's very humbling to see the money, the support that goes
Right.
into those major games. Go Braves! Yeah.
I get you. But we've managed to snatch a few big names that are coming, whether it's college coaches or former MLB players. Who are some of the names we've had so far? I know you can't release all at once, but you can let us know what you've released so far.
We're trying to kind of tease our constituents, I guess,
Yes.
our players and their families. Obviously, we already mentioned Reggie,
Yes.
which we have to give a lot of thanks to him, because without him and his support, this wouldn't be happening.
Right.
So his love of the game and passing on what he's learned over the years is what makes this all possible. Trying to think, we haven't teased out too many, but when I was gone, we were able to. Reggie has a pitcher coming who's going to be new to us this time, so I'm looking very much forward to meeting him. His name is Cam Robinson.
Okay.
He was originally drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers, and now he's part of the New York Mets organization.
Okay.
So he's pitched AA and AAA, so a lot of good experience there. So pitching is one of the things on Island we really want to start to continue to get better at with the kids, so we're looking forward to having him. Cornelius Randolph is going to be back. He's a former number 10 overall draft pick for the Philadelphia
Nice.
Phillies. So he was great with the kids last year. I mean, all the guys were, but Cornelius has a very infectious smile, and you can tell he's a man still playing a kid's game.
Yeah.
So we're very happy to have him back. And Nico Goodrum is going to be coming back as well. He's been with the Astros, the Tigers, was originally drafted by the Twins, played a little bit with the Rays this year, and then was traded to the Angels. So he's bounced around a little bit. I know he's not listening, but in case he does ever hear this, congratulations, because he did just have his first child. He had a baby girl not
that's
too long
nice,
ago.
yeah.
So
That's nice.
thank you to his wife as well for letting him come out and join
yeah,
us,
yeah.
even
Your
when
newborn baby, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you to
yeah.
his wife.
and then we'll kind of save the rest there, because we do. I'm very happy to say we do have our first starting player. So
Okay.
a current major league player who is a starting position player is going to be joining us this year.
Would we know him? It's a big name.
He's from the Miami Marlins. I'll say
Okay.
it that much. He's not a big name. He was a rookie this year.
Okay.
But he had a very good rookie season.
Nice.
I would say if it wasn't for a couple of the rookies who had really phenomenal seasons, he would probably get some nods to possibly be Rookie of the Year. He
Yes.
may even get some votes. So that's the one we're kind of saving in the back pocket for the kids to get kind of a little bit later as far as notification.
Awesome. How do you all ensure that both baseball and softball players receive the equal attention and resources during this clinic?
That is a huge part of my role as
Awesome.
a new hire.
Perfect.
As you are coming into certain aspects of the game, you have to be very conscientious about how you, as a former female athlete, you really show the girls like, hey, our sport matters just as much. We put in just as much as any other athlete, no matter the gender, right? So I've been very fortunate to have the support of my higher ups to really, provide the support and the resources to say like, hey, the sport is growing. What can we do to kind of further it?
Right.
So I'm very, very thankful that they are open to new ideas. Again, I think my relationships that I have with some of my old players really helps. It makes the girls that I'm currently training excited. It's something that I'm seeing on island that's a little bit of a different culture that I'm still adjusting to. So trying to find the best way to propose getting more girls involved is just, it's uncharted territory as a new sport, but I'm just gonna keep advocating.
How many girls do you coach?
On average? I would say last year we had about 45 girls participate in the season. While I didn't get to work with all of them individually, anywhere from our training sessions a week, I'm rounding about 20.
Okay, awesome. And how many teams does that make in the league?
So it makes about 3 of our senior division, working really hard to reach out to some of our younger grade schools about getting our juniors division really, really launched off this year. Really that 9 to 12 age bracket, right? Like they're seeing technology and they're figuring out what they may want to do. And so I'm really just trying to kind of tap into their earlier years.
What's the feedback been like now that they know that these MLB players are coming? What are the girls saying? And the coaches, right? The college coaches?
Yeah, absolutely. The girls are excited. I think that they're a little bit more timid than I personally would be if I was in their position, right? I don't think they quite grasp
that,
how amazing opportunity this is for them to get instruction outside of myself.
Yeah, they don't ever grasp it until they experience it.
Right, or they miss out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. All right, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we can get a little bit more details on the clinic that's coming up. It's actually November 22nd through the 24th.
Correct.
Clinics. All right, so stay tuned. Let's hear a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy Countryside.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045. The DVDL Customer Support Unit is now open. Customers can book appointments for written and driving tests through DVDL's hotline at 945-8344. That's 945-8344.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman. We've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Bill Souza, Haley Bug in the studio, and we're talking about the MLB clinics that are coming up later in November. All right, so late next month, and we're talking about sponsors off the air. The sponsors that you need more sponsors for this event. Tell them why they should come on board.
Bill.
Sorry. Yes.
Well, I guess first, before we talk about needing more, I think it's very important to talk
about what you have.
what we do have,
Yes.
and what's got us to where we are right now. And thankfully, DART has stepped up this year immensely. We wouldn't even be talking about this clinic if it wasn't for them.
Okay.
So they've helped out quite a bit. In contact with them almost daily, helping out with planning and making sure that this goes on without a hitch. But yeah, as we were talking about offline, it's we could always use more.
Right.
We are a nonprofit organization.
Right.
The league is run to not make money. Most of the sponsorship we have throughout the season is to make sure the kids have uniforms and equipment and everything goes smoothly from January to June. So there's not money left over to do these special things for the kids. So it's an amazing opportunity for the kids, I think, first and foremost. And I think as far as companies looking to get on board, I hate always tooting our own horn, but we're pretty proud of what we do at the Field of Dreams, and not just because of the product we put on the field, but we started looking at it demographically more in tune last year with last season, and we have over 30 countries represented in our program.
Nice.
We represent the island, I think, greatly. We're about 54% Caymanian, and then the next 46% kind of diving into those other 30 countries.
30 countries. Mm-hmm.
We have over 30 schools represented.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the greatest compliments we get most from parents is that their kids are able to make friends that they never would come across at school or anywhere else on island. And I think that's what I'm most proud about. As much as I love the game and teaching the kids and seeing what they accomplish on the field, I think it is those camaraderies that we build and those friendships that we see that they don't have elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to a birthday party that I take my son to with his baseball friends, it's every walk of life.
Yes.
It's not just here's the private school or the public school sector.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the main reason to do that and to see the kids light up when they see these players. I won't mention names, even though I'm sure he would love it. But last year we were able to hang out with some of the guys in their downtime.
Okay.
Last year, the Westin helped out pretty greatly with some sponsorship to cut down on room costs. So we were at the Westin with some of the guys, and one of the kids came running down from Governor's Beach because he saw him and he had just done the clinic the day before and came over, and he was like, he had 3 questions that he just had to ask one of the players, and you could tell he talked to his mom and spent time perfecting those 3 questions, almost like he was going to take over your chair. Like he had to have his interview down.
And the bright future ahead of him.
Exactly. And just seeing that interaction and then talking to his mom a couple of days later at the fields, it's like how long he prepared for that and made her go to Governor's Beach because he knew they were staying at the Westin, and just for that chance to see one of the players one more time. And it's, you very quickly remember being that age and, thinking about the people that you looked up to and idolized in sports. And it's, it definitely brought a smile to my face, and I think about it every time I see the kid back at the fields now. I just saw him a couple hours ago today while we had training. So it's those moments and being a part of that. And, obviously it's helpful when you participate as far as sponsorship. We do our best to make sure that we're thanking you in these opportunities when we can. But, just as simple as the jerseys the kids have, they still wear them around. They've been wearing them for 9 months now. I don't think they're ever going to put them down.
Right.
So they're still walking around the island, walking around the fields. And the kids don't know that they're showing those names proudly, but it's a piece of what we offer because, again, we couldn't do it without our sponsors and make these opportunities available.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. That was nice. All right. So women's college softball is on. Do you have a particular team?
I am not going to be able to answer that, as the friends that are coming would have to disagree, and I don't want them to change their minds.
But how do you think the league's going so far?
My league?
The college league.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me miss it. It makes me miss kind of the adrenaline, the high stakes that are going on. I'll throw out Baylor. Baylor has
Baylor is
really
good in every sport. That school is amazing.
Right. Yeah. They've come up a long ways from when I was watching. You know, you had your SEC teams that dominate every year. They want to go to Oklahoma to play in the World Series, right? So it's really cool to see how it's getting more airtime. go out to restaurants and you might catch a softball game.
Right.
You go in the States and that's heavily requested.
Yes.
So it's really cool. We're coming back to the Olympics in 28.
Yes,
so
you are.
that's
amazing.
a really exciting thing.
Yeah, definitely. Where did you play college?
I played outside of Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, at a D3 school called Oglethorpe.
Okay. And how was that for you?
It was good. When you're looking to continue your career in athletics, you also have to make sure that the school you're going to is going to, combine in with your academics. So it was definitely very challenging being a private university, but keeps you going. Keeps you going.
Do we have any students here that's playing baseball, college baseball abroad?
We actually have two.
Two.
Yeah. I know.
Well, we have one.
Oh,
so I know
sorry.
you're getting confused. Sorry, we had two players go away to high school boarding school.
Okay.
Just in the off season, they just joined us for the tournament to come back and play with their team. But yeah, we do have one at least that we're aware of, as far as what we're made aware of. I hope his parents don't mind me saying his name, but his name's Aiden McAllister.
Okay.
He's playing at a Division II school in Tennessee. So he's fortunate that he had the support of his parents, and they took him to a number of showcases and tournaments over the summers. And I think I had lunch with his dad just a few weeks ago, and he told me, he was like, Bill, it was the very last showcase we went to when he just had the right stuff at the right time in front of the right person.
Yeah.
And so he's adjusting to that and enjoying himself. We're hoping to, we started doing some live stream games last year on our Facebook page, and I talked to his dad, and it's like, I'm gonna have to maybe get the headset on and do an interview with Aiden, get him on his phone video so he can share some words of wisdom with the kids, because I think those are the things that are going to help us grow. Like,
Definitely.
Eventually we are going to have that next softball player. It's been, I think, a couple of decades since we did have some girls, definitely before mine and Haley's time on island, that went abroad and were able to play in college. And that's where we're looking to get it to now. That's why we brought Haley down here a little over a year ago to kick it in the right gear and get things moving. So,
well, that leads to my next question before we go. How do you see, Haley, the involvement of female athletes evolving in these clinics, especially with the inclusion of college softball coaches now?
There's always room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I am really pushing the mental health aspect and trying to get the younger generations off the screens. I'm really trying to push.
Good luck.
I'm trying to push health as much as possible, and being in that position, being a young 13, 14 young woman, and knowing, hey, if I want to continue doing something I love, I'm going to have to put in that work. Mm-hmm. So I think, speaking from experience and being an example of what you can accomplish, even if you have to do it on your own, is really something that's achievable, right? I think K-Man does a great job of supporting the youth.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in with more relations, youth ministry of sports, and really figure out what more I can be doing to help support young women. But if there's anything I could say of how I see it progressing, is I'm just very hopeful. And I appreciate you giving me the platform in which to kind of broadcast what we're doing at the fields.
Awesome. I wish you all the best with the recruitment of more young women.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've been hearing that for a very long time from softball. Why do you think that is? I know we're going soon, but
yes.
What do you think it's hampering women from joining the sport?
I think that goes a little bit back to the culture adjustment. I think that there might be some ideologies or ways of thinking that women need just a little bit extra empowerment. I also think that when you get to be a teenager, you kind of want to go have fun, and it becomes a little bit more difficult to want to play a softball game on a Saturday night.
Well, racket sports are a bit complicated, right? Is that something you have to learn from a younger age?
It
More
helps.
So it helps big time. I think most sports is something it helps to learn at a younger age, but when you're dealing with the racket, I know if I go play right now, the ball might hit me in my face before it goes forward. It might go backward. I don't know. I'm just saying. So, well, I wish you all the best with that, because you need this clinic to be successful.
Absolutely.
And I would love to see the league itself evolve and see more teams in the league. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
The men don't have that problem.
I mean, we've come a long way. I think when I first started working with the program, we were just over 400 players, and now we're approaching 600.
Yeah.
And softball is a part of those numbers. But yeah, we're not in the same boat. We definitely want our focus to be on the girls right now. Registration is open currently for anybody that's interested. So please reach out to myself, Haley, anybody with the YMCA if you have questions. That's what we're here for. We're very fortunate. We get paid to do what we love. So there's no such thing as a bad question to ask us. We love teaching the game regardless of your experience level. So yeah, please come see us at the Field of Dreams or shoot us an email and find out more.
What's the email?
So you can reach us directly at info@ymcakman.ky is probably the best way to just get in touch with either one of us.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And really quickly, Dion, I just want to put that out there to anybody listening that may be past the age of 18. I'm also always open to having extra hands. So if anybody wants to come out, see what softball is like, potentially be an assistant coach, if that floats anybody's boat, we'd love to have them out on the fields.
Awesome. Thank you all so much, and I love your passion, and I wish you all the best with that. It's good when you're very passionate about something, and the kids see that as well, so they will, in return, give back to the sport the way you have.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, at least that's what we hope, huh? Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, awesome. That's it for tonight's edition of Sports. The music ran out. Yeah, we overtalked. But that's it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Of course, if you would like to be a part of our show, please feel free to email me at sportsextrakman@gmail.com. And you can also check out our Radio Cayman Sports Extra social media pages, Instagram, Facebook. We cover all sporting activities, as you've heard tonight, boxing and baseball and softball, right? So you can also check out tonight's edition of our show on the YouTube channel. A special thank you not only to our guests, but of course to our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dion Anglin. Good night and God bless.
Sports Extra, brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you in